Okay, Amazon
strikes again.
Yeah, they do. Now, just real quick, we're not hating on Amazon. All right, there's nothing wrong with Amazon. It's just the people that are on the sites selling stuff.
Selling stuff that doesn't fit stuff.
Yeah.
But that fits it, but that doesn't fit it.
This one hurt.
This one was really painful. This took some whew. So this is a 2018 Cadillac Escalade with a 6.2. I've worked on this thing for a while now. It came in running, it was just running with rich and had some codes, a bunch of codes in it. The client had a misfire. This is what his original problem was. Misfire on cylinder 7. That's what he was trying to fix. So he put a new coil, a new plug, and a new wire on 7.
Okay.
Right? That didn't fix it. So he replaced this fuel rail, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This fuel rail with 4 injectors. I should have probably questioned, why did he put a rail in it? But I didn't know. I know now. So, and then he said ever since then, it's running rich. It's not running good at all. It's in limp mode. It won't go anywhere. And it got codes. So he brought it in. The fuel pressure sensor. It's got 2 fuel pressure sensors on it. It's got one back in the back on the line, and then it's got this one right there.
Okay.
All right. That sensor is the high pressure rail sensor, and it was reading 95,500 and some odd pounds of pressure.
That seems a little off.
That's a little high, right? Even for a high pressure fuel system. So tested everything to it, and all the signals, powers to it, ground to it, and then it had it really didn't have, we didn't have anything for the outputs. We didn't have any kind of spec for it. I went to the wiring diagram on it, and the wiring diagram showed a 3-wire sensor on this car. Now, if we look at this connector, that's 4 wires. So I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yep.
That's 4 wires, right? Okay. But the wiring diagram showed 3 wires. So I went to every other wiring diagram on the face of the planet. I went to, first it was All Data 3 wires, then it was Motologic 3 wires, then it was Pro Demand 3 wires, then it was GM 3 wires. All of them showed 3 wires. I went to the description and operation to see if I can't figure something out, and it said that it's a dual sensor. So, okay, so should it have 4 wires, power, ground, and then 2 sensor wires? I'm sitting there like, well, description and operation probably shows 4 wires, even though it didn't say 4 wires. Anyway, rabbit hole, down we went. So we ordered a fuel pressure sensor for it. And originally, this one came in. We can see it's 3 terminals.
Yep.
Right? And we're like, well, that's not right because this has got 4. So then we pulled the one off of it, got the numbers off of it, got that one. That's the one that's in it now is the new one that we got there, right?
Didn't fix the problem.
Didn't fix the problem. Same exact thing. So I was like, okay. I didn't even have to, thank goodness I didn't have to put the intake back on it. I was able to scan it and saw that it was still 95,000, 500, whatever, same number. So, okay, further down the rabbit hole, more wiring, checking wiring here, making sure something's not shorted. I mean, just spent countless time
just not adding up, basically.
Nothing was making any sense to me. And I'm looking at this harness, and I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be something wrong with this harness between here and the engine module, right? Something is shorted or something like that, because I'm thinking that this little harness goes into the main engine harness, right? I'm thinking it goes back into the main engine harness and comes back up into this somewhere, right? Comes over, goes to the engine control module, which you can see we have out of it right now because I'm testing all the wiring.
Right.
And then you came in and you were like, hey, that thing, what's going on? And I'm like, I said, dude, I'm down a rabbit hole right here on this thing. And you looked it up and you said, well, that's a 3-wire sensor. I said, well, yeah, I know it's supposed to be a 3-wire sensor, but it's not a 3-wire sensor. And clearly the harness is for a 4-wire sensor. And you thought maybe the guy put a motor in it or something. We didn't know. We were, you were like, the guy's done something. And I'm like, I don't know what he could have done because he clearly didn't change a harness.
Well, because
right?
I discovered that it changed from 2016, I think it is, or 2017. It changed
to
from
a
4-pin to a 3-pin.
Yes.
So something's off.
So something's wrong. And so I'm sitting there like, well, the guy didn't put a harness in it. You can see this is the original harness. We got to looking a little closer, and I'm like, wait a minute. This harness right here actually wraps around that fuel rail, comes up, and goes right into that connector right there. and then it connects to the main harness.
So it's not part of the whole harness.
Not part of the whole harness. And then we called the man up, and he said that he got the whole fuel rail with the injectors and the fuel pressure sensor and the harness from Amazon.
Yep.
So then we looked that part up on Amazon, and sure enough, that was $208 for everything from Amazon with the wrong sensor, probably the wrong fuel injectors. Got to be the wrong fuel injectors.
Wrong
That's why it's
harness.
running rich.
Wrong harness.
Wrong harness, but yet that harness plugged in to the body, to the engine harness. Now we've got to get a fuel rail, because the problem is that the fuel rail won't even work, because this sensor has female threads, which means the fuel rail is going to have the male threads. On this fuel rail, on the 17 and older, it's got female threads in the rail. So the sensor is completely different.
Yeah, you gotta redo it all.
So we gotta get a rail, sensor, 4 injectors, and a harness.
And
that's correct.
Let's be honest, we still don't know if cylinder number 7's fixed.
Well, I don't think even cylinder 7 misfired when we were working on it.
Okay.
It was running so bad, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
hopefully
I mean,
this is it and he's done.
Yeah, because this video cannot do it justice how much time that I've spent going way down a rabbit hole.
Because you don't expect the wrong parts to be on the vehicle.
I mean,
You just don't expect that.
And I should have.
We should have got the link and stuff at the beginning. That's what we should have done.
Yeah, we should have got some really more thorough information from the client. But even then, I mean, he did tell us he put the rail on it. I just didn't put.
Yeah,
together.
that's on us, not him.
100% on us.
So.
And then for me going to the description of operation and seeing dual sensor. It is a dual sensor, but it's still a dual sensor. It just only uses 3 wires.
And just FYI for everybody that's watching, it does say on Amazon that it fits this vehicle.
Oh, 100%. We looked it up.
Checked. So don't always trust that.
Yeah, it says it fits this vehicle, but this one actually had reviews, and the reviews said doesn't fit my vehicle.
Yeah, it definitely.
But it physically fits. The problem is it physically will bolt in.
Yeah.
It just won't work.
Yeah.
So, I'm just glad we got the.
That it's good to go.
Oh yeah,
well,
it'll be fixed tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Yep.